Welcome back to a new episode of Titantown Sports. I'm your anchor, Jordan Tate. With me today at the desk, RJ Scott. RJ, how you doing?
Oh, it feels so good to be back with my partner in crime. Sorry, Ben Kelly. You know, I know we're OGs together on the road running in all the games, but this is my guy. It feels great to be back.
First episode we ever did together. I was actually watching our first episode of Titantown Sports with Jacob Rose the other day, and man, we have come a long way. And RJ, a certain thing that's come a long way is your very own Prime Cuts. Let's take a look right at this last week's episode of Prime Cuts.
Welcome back to another edition of Prime Cuts. I am RJ Scott, and with my help from my partner Peyton Mel, we got some great highlights for you today. Recapping the Bethany game as the Titans absolutely manhandled the Bison 52-0 in a shutout at home. Enough with me, though. Here's our very own Mark Slazak and Jacob Rhodes on the call.
Shotgun for McGowan. Ty takes the snap. Hands to Cannon Jr. He's up the middle. 3, 2, 1, and a touchdown! Oh, the hole was huge! And Clayton Cannon Jr. into the end zone for the Titans score. Motion in the set, and the handoff on the jet sweep to Beersing. He's going to be hit, he's going to be dropped. The 8-yard line. Back to pass to McGowan. He looks, he loads, he's going deep. Brite's open, he caught it. 15, 10, 5, touchdown Titans! The future is bright! Amazing games in the kick return game. Here's a hit up near side to Demir White. Makes a cut back at the 40. He's off to the race at the sideline to 30. And will dive inside the 20-yard line. Left pressure coming. He's hit. He's sacked and ripped down. As coming into the backfield and making the play was Ricky Cooper. Demir White on his right hit. And it's a handoff to White with a cutback. He's at the 10. He's running for the corner to the 5. Reaches from the 1. Handoff White. He's into the end zone untouched. A touchdown for Demir White. And the Titans lead 20-0. And McGowan takes the snap. And he looks and he loads. And it's a slant over the middle. Tate Beachy makes the catch. Beachy with a catch inside the 40. And slides down to the 38-yard line. Titans have Christian Bailey out wide to the right. Here's a quick throw. It's for Bailey. Makes the catch, and he's in the red zone with a leaping catch for the first down for Christian
They'd love to
Bailey.
keep that going here in the second quarter.
Thank you. McGowan will fire near side. White catches it with a cutback at the 5, 3, 2, 1, and he's in! Touchdown Titans! Demir White does it right. And McGowan takes the low snap, the hand up for the middle. Cannon Jr. 45, 40. He's up to the races. 20, 10, 5. It's a touchdown. Clayton Cannon Jr. Touchdown Titans. From the 25-yard line, up and back to pass. Throws near side. It's intercepted. It's going to be a touchdown. Pick 6. Lamont Austin. Touchdown Titans.
Huffman throws right side, no one there but number 7, taking it for 6. Lamont Austin extends the lead 41-0.
Back to pass pressure coming, and he gets hit, and he gets sacked. He avoided one, but could not avoid Fletcher. To his left. Edwards in motion. Here goes Wadsworth. He's in for a touchdown. 48-0. There's Nate, untouched into the end zone. A nice block on front by Wilden. Another Cardoza handoff, and this time it's RJ Scott in the backfield to stuff the run.
You see a Prime Cuts producer there, RJ Scott, making the TFL there. Bet he'll include that play, Mark.
And rolls to his left, being pressured, being hit, being sacked. The Titan sack that's coming from behind and knock him down was Leland Anderson. Tight end, and good. Will hand off again, and it's Watson. Watson get to the outside to the 40, to the 35, to the 30, to the 25. And
With a decisive home win for the Titans, they now shift their focus to a top contender in the PAC, Washington and Jefferson. And this weekend, they travel to Cameron Stadium and become Road Warriors once again, looking for a victory. With that being said, I got to talk with 2 key players on the offense and defense. Starting off with senior quarterback Ty McGowan, I got to talk to him about how he felt returning back from injury that he suffered earlier in the season.
It felt very good, obviously, to get back out there. It's really nice to get off to a fast start like that. Like you said, 49-0 gives everybody a lot of confidence, and it's a lot of fun, like Dill said, to get people out on the field who don't always get to see the field.
Great stuff from Ty, and up next is Dylan Sleva. He shared his thoughts on what this game means to him and the team.
Yeah, it means a lot. Senior class hasn't beat W&J yet as their tenure at Westminster, so high-stakes game. This has big implications for the PAC, so we're obviously excited and ready to go for Saturday.
That's all for Prime Cuts this week. I am RJ Scott, and I will see you later.
A lot of big action on Saturday. Here with the man behind it all, Coach Benzel. Welcome back to Titantown Sports.
Great to be back.
It's a little cold up there. You warming up all right?
I love this weather. This is football weather.
Me too.
No doubt.
Well, Saturday was a lot of fun. 52-0 win. Team looked really strong on both sides. Were you more impressed with the offensive production and 52 points or the defensive shutout?
Yeah, I don't know. I was impressed with the maturity that we showed on all three phases of the game. You know, we talked about playing to a standard, and I certainly was very, very happy about how we came out and attacked. And yeah, it's not a lot to be disappointed when you have a dominant effort like that.
Not a whole lot of notes on a 52-0 game, right? Well, Ty McGowan, he was back in the saddle. He looked great, even throwing the longest pass of his career, 52 yards, the second touchdown of the game. How does he feel? How does he look ahead of this W&J contest?
Yeah, it's good to get Ty back out there. Obviously with the production that he had, there was some very little evidence of any rust. I was really happy with our protections. I don't believe he got hit, which was a huge point of emphasis for us. So, he's stacked now a couple weeks together, and that's important for him because we're going to need him to be really strong for us to beat a really good W&J defense.
You're going to be playing that defense this Saturday at Cameron Stadium at W&J. It's a tough place to play. It's a homecoming game again for you guys on the road. So how do you have to shut out that pressure of the home fans and get the job done on Saturday?
Yeah, I think sometimes when you go on the road, you actually can use a lot of that sort of hostility to kind of channel some better focus. You don't necessarily are looking back for family and friends or being distracted by a lot of things that can occur in a home situation. So I actually look at it as a positive. Albeit it's a hard team to play at our place or their place, I think it gives us a little bit more of a added advantage in terms of us against everyone else, so I'm looking forward to it.
You're going to have a lot of eyes on you, not just in terms of the homecoming fans, but also in terms of the nation. This is the PAC game of the week, both #1 seeds going at it. Does that add to the pressure of the team with all these extra eyes on it?
I don't think so. I think, over the course of my career here, W&J has been a team of a rival of ours, and regardless if we're fighting for first place or not, it's a game that's circled on our calendar. It's a game that's emphasized to our players. We do make it a point to let our guys know there's a history there, and these games are really hard fought, and it's a good old-fashioned rivalry game where both teams want to take each other out. So is that added pressure? I don't know. I think it's just something that we're all about it.
Mid-break coming up. It's the midterms pretty soon. We're going to be getting our report cards pretty soon, which is always a bit of an anxious time of the year. But if you were to give your team a grade, offense, defense, special teams, are they hitting the honor roll? How are they looking?
Yeah, I'm a tough grader. So, I'd probably give us, B- or C's across the board. I always believe that we can be better. And if I gave us straight A's, I'd be disingenuous to that. There's a lot more that we can do and get better at. If I was grading on effort, meaning did the guys show up for class and are they attentive and are taking notes, they'd get an A. They've done a great job with it. But, we can always get better. So, and I'm saying that with all due respect to our players. I'd grade myself as a C. We at this point, we've had a loss. We're 2-0 in our conference, but we have a big test coming.
Well, C's get degrees, W's get championships, and we need 3 keys out of you ahead of this W&J game. Yeah,
one, obviously, we always talk about the line of scrimmage. I think, if we can control both lines of scrimmage, offense and defense, that'll bode well for us. Those are areas that you can't hide in. The second one is, I always talk about special teams. It was a big part of our success a year ago with 11 touchdowns on that unit. That's going to be a big piece of it. And then a quarterback play. We've got to affect their quarterback. He's playing against us for the first time, and that's a unique experience. And then on our side of the ball, Ty's got to be Ty. Ty's got to go out there and lead our guys, and I'm fully confident he can get that done.
It's going to be a slugfest on Saturday. Coach, thank you for your time. W&J was at Hiram this week. Let's see how they and the other PAC schools did in our PAC Weekly Recap.
Welcome back to the PAC Recap. I'm Jacob Rose. Kicking us off for Week 5, Kobe DeRosa gets the screen pass from Kellen Stahl and takes it all the way for 6 on the far side. The presidents of W&J traveled to Hiram to face the Terriers, and they showed why they are PAC favorites. That's not the last time you're going to hear DeRosa's name there. You see he takes that one in from 9 yards out. W&J then decided to air it out on the far side back shoulder. Two-star receiver John Peduzzi for another 6. Kobe DeRosa for his 3rd touchdown of the day takes a direct snap to cap off his performance today. Presidents get it done. Roll the Terriers 70-13. Now down to Latrobe. St. Vincent hosting Case Western Reserve. Sam Datilio rockets this one to Dylan Cave to go up 14-0. Now, some trickery from the Spartans. You see Will Stack gets the reverse, turns on the Jets, and gets outside all the way to pay dirt. St. Vincent did fight all the way to stay in this one. Jake Phillips finds his favorite target, Triple Crown hopeful Chris Downs. Downs leads D3 in yards and touchdowns and trails in receptions by 1. The Bearcats, however, could not keep up with the Spartans. Case Western runs away with this one, 42-14. Flipping now to the Gators and the Yellow Jackets. You see Nick Barker rip this slant on the RPO for 6 to close the first quarter. Fight into the end zone right there to open the scoring. Now for my PAC play of the week. Allegheny fakes the jet sweep. Barker loads up looking for Nick Berkey. Tight throw to the pylon jump ball. Berkey loses his helmet but comes down with the ball. Allows the Gators to jump up 14-3 going into halftime. Waynesburg tried to mount a comeback, but this Will Griffin touchdown would have put the nail in the coffin. Allegheny takes it over Waynesburg 21-11. Now for the nightcap of Week 5, featuring the reigning PAC champs Grove City. They took on the hot Golden Tornadoes. Breck Peacock with the double move shakes the defender for a 75-yard score in the second. Then it's Sutton Ellis to Peacock again, back of the end zone. Camera got cut off here. We'll show a different angle showing the concentration. Ellis loads up back pylon. Peacock catches that one over the shoulder for another 6. Luke Crumbacher took the top off the defense for Geneva, but it was too little, too late. Grove City on top, 22-9. That's all for Week 5, folks. Now, back to the desk.
Welcome back here on Titan Town Sports. That was your PAC recap, and a lot of fun action going on around the PAC. The Titans are doing very well, as you heard Coach Benzel mention. The football team's 2-0 in PAC play. Very exciting. Another team on campus, RJ, doing very well is the women's volleyball team, and their head coach, actually, Tammy Swearingen, hit a career milestone.
Yeah, Coach Swearingen absolutely hit a great milestone. 33 years in the game, and success has been nothing but the standard. As we know, she has had her 700 to win this past Wednesday, playing Grove City, beating them 3-0 in sets. Out of 33 years, she's the 8th active coach in D3 with 700 wins and 27th in D3 history to reach 700 wins. Coach Swearingen absolutely just knows what success takes. And Caitlin Henry got an interview with her and got to ask her a few questions about the milestone. So let's see what she said.
Well, you know, it just means I've been coaching a long time to get to 700. But to be honest, it's never been about me. It's about my staff, and it's about all the athletes that have come and gone through our program and have worked hard and listened and played together. And that's what gets you to 700. It's not one person. It's not just me.
A lot of great stuff there out of Coach Tammy Swearingen. Another great milestone, 700 career wins. You don't see that often. It's something that Westminster might have in the water. We know with softball over there. Their head coach breaking records, getting over a bunch of wins, and again, another back-to-back PAC title for them. But, RJ, let's flip it over back to football. Brite Cannon. He is having one of his best seasons. Yeah, I mean, we know he's only a sophomore, but already kind of topping his freshman year. He's on top of it. So let's see some splash plays from Brite Cannon.
This is Brite Cannon, athlete for the Westminster Titans, and you're watching Film Room with Brite.
I'm Ethan Kurtz here with Brite Cannon, sophomore for Westminster, a wide receiver, defensive back, kick returner, punt returner. He's Mr. Do-It-All, a preseason All-American, a guy that other teams have to see in the film room quite a lot. Right now we'll be breaking down his biggest plays of his career so far.
Here we go. This one in the most recent game against Bethany.
He's going deep.
Yeah.
He caught it. 15, 10, 5, touchdown, Titans. The future is bright.
I love when he says the future is bright. You like those calls?
Yeah, my mom calls me about it all the time, every time.
That's awesome. Yeah. How hype was it with Clay winning player of the game, 2 TDs, too? You having a good game?
This is definitely a game to boost the team chemistry and just really just get it all to mesh. This was definitely that game.
Preseason All-American as a returner, showing why here with the 100-plus yard kickoff return touchdown.
Yeah, when
Take
I came
me
to
through
the
this
sideline, you know, they all were saying that. My coach was telling me, like, don't return it, don't return it. So then when I returned it, he was upset. But then, you know, once you see the result, you can't really be upset.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
You like turn around, catch it. You knew the whole time you were taking this one?
Nah, really what it was when I turned around, I seen my lead blocker, number 4. So once I seen him go, I was like, you know what, we got this one. This was like ours.
Yeah. What was the celly at the end there?
You know, just something calm.
Yeah.
Just I'm too tired to celebrate, really.
Same game. You have a big, 80-yard, I think, TD through the air this time.
To snap, he looks. He's throwing long near side.
Yeah, that one, I was just making sure I just stayed in balance. That's the only thing I was worried about. I knew that catch was mine for sure.
Yeah, you had him beat the whole way.
That one was just too easy. Just that one.
Near side, in the flat for Cannon. Cannon with a cutback at the 20. Cannon on the race to the 10, 5, and in for a touchdown.
Bow, bow, bow.
Right in the camera.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Scoring in a different way than usual. Not returning it, blocking it, taking it back.
You just got to do what you got to do, you know.
Yeah.
The team was down. That was the plan, to go get the ball.
Hey, you did exactly that. They've been calling you Mr. Do-It-All. Kind of, you know, special teams, offense, defense. Right there. That's why.
Yeah. They would have got the celebration, though.
Yeah, I know.
They cut off the celebration.
Camera people got to do better at WCN. That's all for Film Room with Brite. Send it back to RJ and Jordan at the desk.
Just two phenomenal players right there. Ethan Kurtz, Brite Cannon. You know, Ethan doing his thing in lacrosse. Brite Cannon, second-team All-American punt returner. It's just beautiful to see that Westminster keeps getting all this great talent, Jordan. I mean, we're truly blessed.
Yeah, the young bucks coming up, doing great. Like you mentioned, Ethan last year winning Newcomer of the Year for the lacrosse team, and Brite Cannon doing his thing, continuing to make headlines over and over again. But RJ, besides homecoming, do you have a certain date in mind for Westminster football that you might like particularly more than the others?
Honestly, I mean, obviously, you know, that bowl game was pretty cool, but I like a good rivalry game.
Like a good rivalry game?
Speaking of, I mean, we got Washington Jefferson coming up. You know, it's going to be a good game to, you know, see, because it's just always a good feeling when you got that, you know, bitter
rivalries. What about the Tailgaters as far as bringing people in? Family Day
that's a good
was
one.
this past weekend. Let's take a look at some highlights from Family Day Tailgaters.
For every home football game at Westminster College, the tailgating scene is electric. Hours before kickoff, parents, grandparents, other family members, and friends line up to set up tents, fire up grills, and unpack enough food to feed a small army of blue and white.
My name is Christa Mika. We're tailgating at Westminster College. Beautiful Saturday. We started doing tailgating when my older boy Cameron Mika was here in 2018. So we've been here today for my younger son since about 7:30. We got up at 3 o'clock this morning to cook food. You can see the great setup we have here today. It's a great time.
From blueberry frosted donuts to homemade cookies to pulled pork and brisket, your stomach will be growling. Whether it's sweet or salty, there is a multitude of different cuisines ready to be eaten.
So a typical game day for us, today we're having barbecue. So we have pulled pork, brisket, cheesy potatoes. We have a drink station set up in there, a dessert bar. We have our smoker, and we probably have about 30 people showing up today. So we have two boys that are football players, number 72, Kyle Crown, and 74, Caden Crown. We've been here, this is now our third year tailgating, just to show our support to the Titans and to our boys.
It's more than food and football. New relationships are created, endless memories are made, and it's all powered by a Titan connection.
You know, we cheer for every kid on the team. My son's a senior, my nephew's a senior, and so we've been here for a while and got to meet a lot of people. And I mean, the team's the greatest. I mean, I don't get any better. We get weather like this and playing football. You know, we've done it all our lives, and that's what we do. Yeah, well, it makes you feel like you're helping the team out. You know, everybody's here. You know, camaraderie with the other families. You know, getting to meet other people. You know, that play with your son, and it's just a good time. So for me personally, I wake up in the morning and I put on Batman underwear every morning, and that's what I do. I wear that, and then get here, you get a text that goes throughout the whole week, and then Doug's in charge of that, and then we figure out what food we're going to do. You know, today we decided to do just cold cuts, something nice and easy, But a lot of these guys around here, they're smoking chickens, they're smoking everything. That's a true tailgate.
So get to Haroldbury Stadium early. Bring your appetite and family and friends, because at Westminster, the tailgating is the tradition that kicks off every Titan game day. For Titantown Sports, I'm Tom Rook.
And a lot of fun things we found out just now about, tailgating. Batman underwear. It's really something, special, I guess.
I'm sure every athlete has their superstitions, especially these past two. Last week, Rose Rankin of the women's golf team set a new golf record, shooting 71. It was a record that was shortly-lived. A week later, Ava Liburdi tied that record. Let's see what the two had about creating some new Titan lore.
At Westminster College, women's golf is expected to dominate the links. There are a few better cases of this than the display that Rose Rankin and Ava Liburdi put on. Rankin set a program record with a 71 last week. I asked her if she knew she was walking towards history on the 18th green.
I had a general idea what was going on. I don't really check the leaderboard whatsoever, during matches, because I don't want to know where the team is. I don't really want to know where I am. I just want to play golf, play my own game. But walking up to the 18th hole on the last day, I knew if I hit a straight tee shot that I would have been fine. The first day I actually doubled the last hole, so I had a little nerves when it came to the tee shot. But I hit it a little left. It was perfectly teed up in the rough, and hit it on the green and two-putted, and that's kind of when I realized that I shot my personal best.
Liburdi then tied it on Sunday. Following 3 straight rounds played, a rarity in the PAC, she credited her mental toughness to the success.
So obviously playing golf 3 days in a row can be extremely exhausting, and I was actually extremely exhausted. I went 79, 88, and 71. After shooting an 88, I was really discouraged and not wanting to play the next day, honestly. But I came into the third day just wanting to play golf and forgetting about the day before. And I didn't put too much pressure on myself, and that actually was best for me because I ended up shooting one under my personal best.
Looking for an 8th straight PAC championship, the team is playing very well. However, the team feels the clubhouse could be the difference.
Going into PACs, we've all been playing well the entire season, which is really encouraging. So I think just keeping the momentum going and encouraging each other going into PACs is what we're mainly focusing on. We're all such very hard workers, and our work ethic can be attributed to our win. So I'm really positive going into it.
We have a lot of different athletes in different years of college. So we have 4 freshmen, and then we have Ava as a sophomore, me as a junior, and then 2 seniors. That's a really good spread of just having athletes coming in excited. All of our freshmen have done such a good job. I'm so proud of each and every one of them. But everyone's work ethic has been amazing this season, and I'm just so excited to show what we've worked for at PACs.
The closeness of the team is palpable. Rankin saw alumni reach out following her big day, and Liburdi was the woman of the hour following hers.
So everyone actually kind of knew what I shot before even I knew what I shot. So Miss Morgan Byers, she was like my mom on campus my freshman year. She reached out to me and just said how proud she was. And knowing that she was watching just made me so much happier, and knowing that I made her proud and everyone else that graduated for Westminster Golf proud, and just knowing that I can.
Every single one of my teammates was overly joyed for me and Katie, but I got so many hugs and congratulations, and even from my coach, he walked me through the last hole, which definitely calmed my nerves, knowing that I was under par, because you don't want to mess up the last hole, of course. But yeah, even dinner afterwards, everyone was so happy, and it was just a great experience.
Cool. All right, thanks, guys.
Once again, history being made out on the links. And RJ, I know last week when I was with Ben here on the show, I showed him, I said, is this correct? I don't know if you golf the inner link right here for everyone watching. I still can't swing a golf club correctly, no matter how hard I try, no matter how much I focus on the ball. I either chunk it or it's going that way. It's never straight. But that is my history golfing. Hopefully the swim stuff is going a little better here at Westminster. I know we have some PAC preseason poll.
Yes, we do. We do have the PAC preseason poll, and starting off, the polls were released this week. Defending champions Grove City College headline both polls. For the men's side, Westminster is slated to finish 4th in the conference behind 2nd place W&J and 3rd place St. Vincent.
Over on the women's side, the Titans are predicted for a podium finish, falling 3rd in the preseason poll behind 2nd place St. Vincent. The Titans will dive headfirst into the season next Friday, October 17th, home hosting Edinburgh.
And, Titan swimming, a fun thing about that. Remember my swimming segment that I had? Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I think you did 3 of them. Do you know how to swim yet? Are you comfortable going into the pool and, being able to swim and not, hopefully not drown?
It's funny because in that segment, I had a life jacket on. And, no one, said anything about it. Like, oh, he's swimming. I was floating. Insurance policy, as per usual.
You had the little flippers on, too. Did that just help you? I never really realized the difference with the flippers when I'm swimming.
It does help. No, 100% it helps. I mean, I felt like I was Michael Phelps. Yeah. Maryland legend. Shout out Maryland.
Maybe we'll have to get a recap on your swimming, but let's take a look over to Wilmington High School Greyhounds recap from this past Friday.
1st and 10 from the 37-yard line. Rowan Miller under center in the wing T formation. He's got Cam Kettering behind him. He's going to hand to Freddie Zettner, who came across. Freddie Zettner takes off. He's going across the 20, across the 10, 5, touchdown, Freddie Zettner. It's the Wilmington Greyhounds. 6-0 early lead here at Terry Borelli Stadium. Reynolds, 1st down and 10 from their own 12-yard line. Zach Rich catches the snap. He's going to go deep and picked off. Wesley Vasquez takes off. He's going to keep going. Vasquez on the return, pushing, looking for that goal line, crosses the 5-yard line. Rowan Miller back under center, so it's going to be 1st down and goal from the 4-yard line after that return by Wesley Vasquez. Now handed off on the end around Cal Kettering. And it is a touchdown for the Wilmington Greyhounds. Cal Kettering. Miller under center in the wing T. He's going to hand to Cal Kettering, who's going to pitch back to Michael Mistretta, who's going to cut across the near sideline. 10-5 touchdown, Michael Mistretta. What a play design for the Greyhounds. 3rd and 20 from their own 4-yard line. 8:35 to go in this 3rd quarter. Zach Rich in the shotgun. He's got Majaras on his right hip. He's also got trips right and one receiver to his left. Drops back to pass. Zach Rich going over the middle of the field. It's missed. Picked off by Cal Kettering. Kettering on the return across the 5-yard line. Pick 6. Cal Kettering for the Wilmington Greyhounds. A huge play for this Greyhound defense. And it's a touchdown. Cal Kettering.
Great stuff there out of Wilmington High School. A lot of exciting stuff going around in high school sports. RJ, a little history being made this past weekend as well.
Yes, indeed. Credit to Lawrence County Sports. That's for the clips, by the way. Thank you guys so much. But yeah, a lot of history. Newcastle is absolutely dominating this fall as they have just been upsetting plenty of teams. They beat Aliquippa, Montour, and our very own Austin Downs got the very special privilege to go to Newcastle and catch the magic that's going on.
What's going on, Titantown sports fans? I'm Austin Downs, and it's time to highlight our High School of the Week. And in this edition of High School of the Week, we are looking at the Red Hurricanes of Newcastle High School. The school is a combined junior high school and senior high school. Educating students in 6th through 12th grades, its total student population is over 1,500. As a growing city demands for a larger Newcastle High School, the former building, which was built in 1879, had become too small to house classes. Thus, in 1907, the Newcastle School District purchased a plot of land along Lincoln Avenue. The district selected local architecture firm W.G. Eccles to design the building. Construction commenced in 1910 and the building opened on September 11, 1911. Later, 2 additional buildings in other regions of the town would be constructed to support the increasing population. Benjamin Franklin Junior High School on the city's east side opened on September 11, 1922. George Washington Junior High School on the city's North Hill opened on September 5, 1928. The old Newcastle High School was closed in 2003 and replaced with a new school. The former building was then raised and replaced with what is now the junior high wing and field house of the new high school building, which opened in 2005. To which we now know as Newcastle High School. Now transitioning over to Newcastle Athletics, the prestigious football program. In June of 1922, the school board made a great decision when it hired Philip H. Breidenbaugh. It was under his guidance that the football squad emerged as legitimate football power. When Brite finally retired in late 1955, he had amassed a record of 265, 65, and 25, including 7 Whippeal Class AA championships. He also had 10 undefeated seasons. He had the 4th most wins of any high school coach in history. The school board struck gold again when it hired former student Lindy Lauro as a history teacher and new head football coach in 1961. Lauro, following on the heels of his mentor, proved his worth while amassing a 220, 104, and 15 record over the next 32 years. He guided the team to 3 Whippeal Class AAA championships and 6 undefeated seasons. In 1987, when he won his 200th game, Newcastle High School became the first high school in the country to have 2 coaches that eclipsed the 200-win barrier. That same reason, Newcastle became the only first high school in Pennsylvania to reach 600 total victories in its history. And I got to talk to head coach of the Newcastle Red Hurricanes, Fred Mazzacco, and 2 of his players about the Newcastle High School football program and the upcoming game on Friday night against Montour.
You know, Newcastle's a special place, especially when you talk about the athletics here. The community rallies around the team, and it's just a special place to be. People care about what happens here on Friday nights, and you know, as you can see, as the season's been going on, the crowds keep getting bigger and bigger. We get to play in a big game tomorrow. We have to be prepared. We have to be ready. And I believe that we are. I believe our kids will come out and they'll give it everything they have.
It's a really big game, but, you know, just stay calm, come out and, you know, hit, and just like every other week, really.
And I got to talk to star senior middle linebacker Travis Wetzel for what the team is all about.
Grind, heart, and together, family, all that.
Now let's look back at a little game recap action where Newcastle was victorious over Montour 34-14 in last Friday's game, where freshman star quarterback Marino Graham had a breakout performance.
Shotgun snap to Graham. Graham going to roll out. Graham looks. Graham going to keep. Marino Graham up the field. Marino Graham cuts back. Marino Graham is in the end zone for the touchdown. So where Spartans show pressure here. Shotgun snap near hash for Graham. Design quarterback run. Takes off. Marino Graham exploding to the outside to the 40, 45, 50, 45, 40, 35, 30. Has a convoy. 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown Marino Graham. Shotgun snap for Graham off the near hash. 2 near side, 2 far side. Graham looks to his left. Throws, got a man. It's Lemon. Touchdown, Newcastle.
And WCN's own Peyton Mel got a chance to talk to a dedicated fan, Floyd Jackson, at the game Friday night about what the Newcastle football team means to the community.
A lot to Newcastle. A lot of kids play football. They also play basketball too, but a lot of kids play football. Newcastle football is a tradition. It means a lot to the city.
The Red Hurricanes look to continue to keep playing together as one and continue the process of what has made them a successful team this season. And thank you all for watching this edition of High School of the Week. I also want to thank Jacob Rhodes and Peyton Mel for all their help. For Titantown Sports, I'm Austin Downs.
Another big shout out there for Newcastle High School football for, again, beating Aliquippa for the first time in 30 years. RJ, team I believe that has 18 state titles to their name. But now let's kick it over to the Tower. It's time for a view from the Tower at Old Main. The Neshannock girls doubles tennis team consisting of sophomore Maddie Arrow and senior Giada Capabianca defeated Quaker Valley 6-2, 6-1 at North Allegheny High School last Wednesday afternoon.
And in doing so, the Lady Lancers clinched a third-place spot in the WPIL tournament and punched their ticket to the PIA 2A state tournament in Hershey. The duo will compete on Friday, October 31st at 2 p.m., and this is just the 6th occasion a Lady Lancers singles or doubles tennis team has qualified for the state event in the first time in 8 years.
Head coach Chuck Dess stated, "I thought our team played extremely well and stayed focused throughout the event. We got to the quarterfinals last year and really battled hard during that match against Oakland Catholic. The team that went on to finish 4th in the state tournament last year, I knew coming back our team gained experience from the match and would carry it over to this year. We played some really tough teams during this tournament. It's a true testament to Maddie and Giada and all the girls on the team for all their hard work they put in."
And over at Mercer High, senior cross-country runner Maggie Jewell has a perfect 5-0 record in the region and is undefeated in dual meets. She recently claimed her first in the John Sample Invitational. Not only has she been dominant athletically, but Jewell maintains a 4.51 GPA in the classroom.
At Sharon, Emily Yob reached 500 assists as well as 500 digs for the Tigers earlier this week.
West Middlesex Kate Sowers was crowned District 10 Class 2A champion for the 2nd straight year and qualified for the PIAA championships. Sowers, who is committed to continue her playing career at James Madison University next fall, had a 2-day total of 140, 4 under par, and it was enough to push past Fairview's Cora Hers, who shot a 144. Sowers won't be the only West Middlesex representative at the state championships. However, as her younger sister Paige shot a 152, good enough for the 3rd place and a spot in states.
Barrel running back Jules Johnson and Grove City High girls soccer captain Maddie Barr were named the Mercer County Athletes of the Month for September.
As Johnson was a first-team All-State selection last season and reached 3,000 career rushing yards this season. Barr is the all-time leading goal scorer for boys and girls and the single-season scoring record holder for boys or girls at Grove City.
Seems like a lot of records have been broken, not only just at Westminster, but it feels like around in high school sports as well, RJ. a lot of things going on, a lot of athletes making their names known and making their impression on their programs.
Indeed, so and if you can do it at the high school level, you can for surely do it at college. And, you know, this local area, Mercer and Lawrence County, has a lot of hidden talent. You know, it's beautiful to see that small towns like this can still compete on that big stage, and you truly love to see it.
You do. You love to see it. And a lot of things you also love to see is seeing you win. Last week, a lot of you know, me and Ben Kelly had a little bit of a competition. RJ, I'll let you give the results.
Yeah, just know that, you know, Ben, he didn't win. It was like 33 to like 67.
I think it was 67% to 33 voting.
Yeah.
And today I do have Pringle socks, but you guys are going to have to wait till next time to see them. Once again, Jordan Tate, RJ Scott, Titantown Sports. Thank you all again. We'll see you next time.